Hey Jude. Actually, I didn't even mean for that to sound like the Beatles song, but it did. Hey Jude. I will see you in a couple weeks actually, because you're gonna have a substitute next week. But I'm gonna give you this recorded lesson here as requested. So what I'd like to show you is the formula for creating any major scale on the piano. So you do a lot of improvisation, in B flat major, which is pretty awesome, right? This kind of stuff. And we've done B flat Lydian, right? We've done like Lydian dominant, right? And we've done B flat blues, right? Well, the G isn't in it, but so the most common scale, as we probably know, is just like a regular old major scale, and we have a formula for that, and it's going to go like this. I'm going to show you in B flat. We're going to call the first note the root. So we're going to say this. We're going to say root as we play that, just like that, root. And then we're going to figure out if we go a whole step up or a half step up from there to get the next notes, right? I'm sure you know this, but I'm just going to put it in this video anyway, especially, in case any adults want to, adults of the house want to watch the video or anything like that. But a whole step is the distance between any note and a note that's like two notes over, right? Not skipping any, of course, right? So kind of like 1, 2, just like that. So B flat and C are a whole step apart, just like that. A half step is half of that, so it's just one note apart, right? So B flat and B natural, for example, right? Like the beginning of For Elise, for example, right? Here's a half step. So another whole step might be like D to E, right? Because we can start with D, we go up one note to here, and then another one to here. So just like that. That's a whole step or a half step. So here's the pattern. We're gonna say root, and then we're gonna call out whether we're doing a whole step or a half step next. So it's gonna go like this. It's kind of catchy. We're gonna go root, whole, half, whole, half, just like that. So root, whole, half, whole, half. Root, whole, half, whole, half. If you chant that to yourself every night as you fall asleep for the next 2 weeks, you'll never ever forget it. Actually, it's probably easy to remember even after just like 1 or 2 days of kind of saying that out loud. So again, let's do this together. If you're by a piano, you can play along if you'd like, or you can just kind of say it along with me. Here we go. We're gonna go root, whole, half, whole, half. Root, whole, half, whole, half, right? So when I say root, I play this. When I say whole, I go up a whole step. Right, another whole step. Half step, so that's why I'm going from D to E flat. Whole step, half step. Right. There we go. Root, whole, half, whole, half. So we can do this on any note. We can start on any note and make the major scale from there. And this is useful because from the major scale, we can figure out the other scales that we know, like Lydian, for example. So we can start to think of a Lydian scale as a major scale with a sharp 4. So if we know what a major scale is, we'll be able to access all these different kinds of things. So for example, let's try it on A natural, right? So we're gonna do root, whole, half, whole, half. So we end up with A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then we're back to A. Strictly speaking, we don't have to necessarily play the A again at the top. We've already played it down here, but that's just to kind of finish it off. And so this then is really what we're looking at when we think A major scale. We're just seeing all the notes kind of at once. And that's kind of how you're going to end up seeing it once you get really, really comfortable with this. Just like that. So you can do this on, let's say, something even more difficult like D flat, for example. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go root, whole, half, whole, half, just like that. And so then we end up with, in this case, the D flat major scale would have all the black keys plus F and C. So all the black keys plus F and C. All right, so we end up with this basically. Like that. Right. All that good stuff. All right. So pause the video now if you want to get some more practice with that. Try it out in some different keys. because in a second I'm going to kind of show you how we would apply this knowledge to how we, improvise at the piano. Also, I should say, once we get a little bit more practice reading notes, we're going to be able to move on to some pretty, advanced stuff moving forward as we get better and better at reading music. So kind of hang tight, because I know your fingers are capable of going pretty fast on those keys. So definitely keep trying that out with all your improv. But as far as the written music, we have to kind of, take it one step at a time. So we're going to do the easier stuff first, and then we're going to graduate on to harder and harder stuff. Okay. So let's try that. I'm going to just close my eyes and pick a random key. Okay, D. Great. Let's do it in D now. We're going to do a D major scale. So root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Just like that. Now, let me show you how we could use this. Let's take C major, which we know is all the white keys, and you can check, and sure enough, it still goes root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Right? The white keys are set up that way on purpose. So, let's say we want to make a Lydian scale instead, which we know to be a major scale with a sharp 4. Well, all we have to do is take any major scale and make the 4th note sharp. So for C, that would be like this, right? It would be C, D, E, and then not F, but F sharp. That's our sharp 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So now we have this. We have C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, and then we can right? And now that means that we can kind of we can improvise with C Lydian if we want to, right? Beautiful stuff. Let's try that. We just did D a second ago. Let's try that with D, right? So we can do D Lydian. So first we're going to make our D major scale, which in this case is root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, right? I'm going to leave out the top D because it's not strictly necessary, but basically these notes. So it's D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. So let's take a D Lydian scale from this. We're going to go sharp 4, right? So we're going to go D, E, F sharp, but then instead of the regular 4, we're going to do sharp 4. So G sharp. So D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. I mean, already you can tell like how powerful that is. Like just listen to this, right? And that's just the first 5 notes of the scale, and it already sounds like we're in a dream. It's amazing stuff. By the way, some famous songs, or a famous song that's in Lydian is like the theme for The Simpsons. So we go, right? So that's if we're doing the key of C, then we use an F sharp for the sharp 4. Just like that. So let's see. Let's think about the blues scale as well. We can think of that in terms of a major scale that we like modified. Although actually no, why don't we try Dorian instead? So Dorian is a type of minor scale. It's gonna be basically like a major scale, except that we're gonna use a flat 3 and a flat 7. So let's do it in C. Let's play our C major scale first, which we know is just all the white keys. So we'll do fingers 1, 2, 3, thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the way down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. That's with the right hand, of course. So now let's take that and let's use a flat 3 and a flat 7, and we're gonna get C Dorian, which is, like I said, a type of minor scale. So flat 3, so 1, 2, flat 3. There it is, flat 3. 4, 5, 6, flat 7. Like that. And now we have the scale that's used in like Billie Jean, right? We can go. Right, you notice that all the notes I played were one of those. It was either C, D, F, G, A or E flat, B flat. So we can apply this to like anything at all, right? Let's say that we want to do a harder one. Like let's go to like F major, for example. And let's say that we want to do F major. So we'll go root, whole, half, whole, half. And now we've got all the white notes except B. Instead we're using a B flat, right? So let's say we want to make F Lydian, right? Well, now that we know our F major scale, we can do F Lydian, which was sharp 4, right? So 1, 2, 3. So instead of B flat, it's going to be B natural in this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then kind of back at 1 again up there. So now we can improvise in F Lydian. Just like that. Which you might have noticed conveniently is all the white keys, which is nice, but with an F in the bottom, right? Which you can do some cool stuff with. All right. Let me just check the length of the video. Okay, good. I'll give it another like 30 seconds. In my experience, if these are too long, they become a little too much, just because I'm not there to kind of help out and guide along with the lesson. So I'll make sure I keep it brief enough that it's hopefully like easily digestible. But please feel free to kind of pause in the middle of the video and just try out what I'm doing. The idea is you want to do it over and over and over and over and over again. And that's how you're going to get better. That's how everyone gets better at, well, pretty much anything, I guess, but especially musical instruments. Just repetition, 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 constantly. So I'll kind of do one more scale here. I'll do like an A flat major scale. But at home this week, try out as many major scales as you can make, right? Pick a random note and do the root, whole, half, whole, half. Here we go. Here's A flat. So we're going to go root, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And then we get A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, and then A flat at the top again, optional. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Try that out as best you can. If you're kind of done with the song that you have in the book already, feel free to turn the page. Actually, turn the page as much as you'd like, right? If you'd like a harder song that you think you're able to read, just skip on ahead and try it out. All right. I will not see you next week. You'll have a substitute, but I will see you the week following. And have a great couple weeks.